everyone, welcome back to Bay from Burma channel. This is Bay and today I'm delighted to share another delicious Burmese recipe with you, but with a little twist. We're making Chana Bean Rice with ginger. In Burmese, this dish is called Petamin. For today's version, we're keeping it light on spices, a kid-friendly take for sure, but that's perfect for the whole family. Let's dive right in. Here are the ingredients that we'll need. 4 cups of rice, 2 cups each for the basmati and the jasmine rice, and 150 grams of chana beans, and 30 grams of fresh ginger. For the seasoning, I use about 1 tablespoon of salt and 2 teaspoons of sugar to enhance the flavor balance. For the turmeric powder, I use about a 1/4 teaspoon for a bright golden color, which is so lovely. And for the cooking oil, I use about 3 tablespoons, which is just perfect for sauteing and enriching the dish. Now we have 2 optional ingredients, which are butter and raisins. So for the butter, I use about 70 grams, and for the raisins, I use about 30 grams. These are not a must, but they will enhance the fragrance and flavor, making it even more kid-friendly and delicious. And don't forget, you can always adjust the measurements to suit your taste. It's all about making it perfect for you and your family. First, let's combine the basmati and jasmine rice in a large bowl. And I rinse the rice thoroughly by adding water, swirling gently, and draining. I repeat this process 3 times to remove excess starch and ensure the rice is clean. Next, follow a similar process for the chana beans. Rinse them thoroughly by adding water, swirling gently, and draining. Repeat this a few times to ensure that they are clean. After rinsing, we have to soak the chana beans for at least an hour to soften them. If you're short on time, you can alternatively boil the chana beans for about 10 minutes until they begin to soften. While the chana beans soften, let's take this time to slice the ginger into thin, elegant pieces. Next, we'll open up for the raisins box, which has about 30 grams, and set it aside for the next steps. Finally, let's prepare about 70 grams of butter from a butter cube. Precise measurement is not necessary here. A piece roughly the thickness of 2 fingers will work perfectly in this recipe because the butter is an optional ingredient in this recipe. Let's start the stove and put in 3 tablespoons of oil. Here I'm using canola oil, but you can use any type of oil that you prefer for cooking. Next, I add the ginger slices and stir them to separate the pieces. Then I add a 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric powder. Turmeric powder has many health advantages and it has the beautiful golden color. Next, I sprinkle in 1 tablespoon of salt and stir it thoroughly to blend with the mixture. Then I follow up with 2 teaspoons of sugar, again stirring continuously to ensure that everything is well combined. Now is the time for an optional twist. Drop in a small chunk of butter, and this little addition elevates the dish, making our rice extra fragrant and creamy. As the butter melts, the delightful aroma of ginger and butter simply fills the kitchen. It's absolutely irresistible. Next, I toss in the chana beans. Again, we have to stir them gently but thoroughly to ensure that they are evenly coated with the aromatic blend of our ginger, butter, and the seasonings. The beans absorb the flavors beautifully, and it simply adds the hearty texture to our dish. Once the chana beans are mixed, I add the basmati and jasmine rice, folding everything together gently. The rice takes on a golden hue from the turmeric, soaking up the flavors from the ginger and butter that we put in. As I stir, the aroma simply fills the air, bringing the dish to life. Now that everything is well mixed, we can move on to the next step of cooking to complete the dish. In this step, we have to carefully transfer the rice and chana bean mix into the rice cooker. To enhance the dish with a hint of natural sweetness, I sprinkle in the dried raisins at this stage. If you want to get creative, you can also mix in your favorite dry fruits like cranberries or apricots to add even more flavor and make the dish irresistible for the kids and adults alike. For 4 cups of rice, we just add 6 cups of water. It's an easy way to get perfectly fluffy rice every time. In this step, please take note that the water ratio can vary a bit depending on the type of your rice and your rice cooker. For example, basmati needs a bit more water compared to the jasmine rice. So just play around and adjust to get the best results for your rice dish. Let's do one final stir to make sure that all the ingredients are evenly distributed before we start cooking. We'll cook the rice as we normally would for standard white rice, keeping the process very simple and straightforward. The rice is now perfectly cooked and ready. So it's time to unveil our fragrant chana bean rice with ginger, butter and raisins. Gently fluff the rice with a paddle to separate the grains. The aroma is irresistible and you'll love it. We can serve this golden chana bean rice warm as a standalone dish or pair it with fried dishes, curry or even sausages for the kids. This versatile rice complements both vegetarian and non-vegetarian options beautifully. Thank you for joining me today on Bae from Burma. Let me know in the comments how your dish turned out and if you like more Burmese inspired recipes. See you next time. Bye bye everyone.